Today's video, we're going to talk about how to sell customized products using paid advertising online. We're talking about promo products, like, basically products with your logo on it that companies hand out as swag pens, tumblers, stuff like that. Jewelry, personalized jewelry or customized jewelry. Urns, believe it or not. Jerseys for sports teams like kids soccer teams, stuff like that. And then anything else really that's customized. I'm going to go through this method that will work for basically anything that's customized that you may need and want to sell to get really good results for yourself, of which there's a two-step sales process to this that we've found that works time and time again. All of these are actually companies that we've worked with before or niches that we've worked in before. And I'm giving you the method that I always use for anything that's basically customized to get the most results possible. That is, we can get the client to cooperate. We'll use this system every time because this is better than the traditional one-step sales process where, you send people to a page and they buy it or not and that's it, which it's not the only way to do things. If you stay to the end of the video, I will tell you about the results that we got for these different companies as well. So you have everything you need to execute this, as well as what you can actually stand to gain when using it for your own business. I am Corey. I'm an owner of Guarantee PPC, an online advertising agency that specializes in guaranteeing results for their clients. That is, we offer increases in profit from your ad campaigns before paying a management fee, a certain level of minimum profit from your ads before paying a management fee. We are the only agency on the planet that offers a guarantee as such. Should tell you something about the quality of the information you're going to get here, given that we use the same information to guarantee results for our own clients. So getting into the content here, this is a sales funnel that we will use time and time again for these different companies to get the same results that we get for one, for all of them, or if any new client comes to our agency, this is the one that I'm going to try to break out first and foremost because it works the best. Now, I mentioned that is if we can get cooperation from the client to do it, because a lot of times companies don't want to have any kind of human interaction with their customers or clients. They just want people to come to their website, buy, and that's it. Frankly, that's what all of your competitors are doing as well. If you're trying to sell, let's say, personalized water tumblers or whatnot. If you got 15 other people on Google selling the same exact type of product, or maybe it's a little bit different in terms of the form factor that it is and a little bit differences in the quality, a little bit differences in the price, what are you doing? Earn your place in the market just having that product there on Google as well. Yes, you can actually watch these videos that I have for you on this channel and figure out how to have a better ad campaign that's more efficient than the competition and make money. However, the best money is going to be made doing those techniques, but also having a differential edge in terms of the offer or product itself makes it different than all 15 of those other items. You can either make the item itself better. There's something that everybody wants in a tumbler that doesn't exist on the market, and that could be your edge, or the offer itself can be the edge. You don't have to change your product that you're selling, offer something else in terms of, which when we talk about offer, it can sometimes be, a one-time discount, or it's you buy this and you get this premium bonus with it, or it can be, we offer this sort of guarantee. That is, if you find it cheaper elsewhere, we'll give you this free gift card. These are all things that we've done in the past to make ad campaigns work. To take a boring product or service, make it unique and exciting so we get high response rates from our ads. When it comes to customized products, the number one offer that we're using and with the system I'm going to share here is the free sample offer. When I say free sample, I don't actually mean coming up and making a customized product to send to the customer. That actually can really happen in some cases, like in the promo product space. We can do that, send out a physical product. It's like, that is, if they're going to buy 100, we can send one in the mail for them to take a look at. Primarily talking about here is digital samples. That is, through the power of using Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, you can actually find out, basically through an interview with the customer who's interested in buying what you have, what it is that they ultimately want, put together a quick digital sample of what that product will look like and use that to sell, which you may ask yourself, how is that more efficient than just saying, here's the product, buy it right now? And the reality is, and it's, just like you would want to attract a partner. Ultimately, you could go ahead and you could ask them out right away. Or if you go ahead and you try to have a conversation with them first, you're going to end up getting a much higher yes to the request for a date if you kind of smooth them a little bit first. Online sales, using a customized product especially, because it's iffy as to whether or not you're going to like it. Is it going to come out the way that I think that it will come out? Because you can't show them the actual product that they're going to get. If you smooth the customer and butter them up a little bit, have a conversation with them first, you're going to sell 2 to 5 times as many product per click to your website, which that's the type of edge that you typically need to do well, given that you're paying the same cost per click and your market is a competitor. Now you start getting 3 times more out of the click than them. You can afford to be at the top of Google all day long because you've given yourself that edge. The downside that people are going to say though is, oh, well then I have to provide these samples and I don't want to do it. Okay, fine. You don't want to do it. You don't want the extra, triple the money you can make. And it's not even about getting 3 times as much sales per dollar of ad spend that you're spending right now. It's about making the campaign profitable so you can scale it. Once you get to a certain cost per transaction that's profitable, you can actually spend more money. You can start spending a lot more money. Instead of starting out and spending $100 a day, it's profitable with this method. Then you go to $200 a day, $300 a day, and you keep recycling your money back into your campaign. And pretty soon you're spending $5,000 a day, and you're making millions of dollars a year selling using this system. Everything that you do with your ads is about coming out with an efficient system to take click, turn it into a sale. Once you find that out, you scale it up. The money's in the scaling part. And if you're struggling to do that now for yourself, doing things the way that you're doing it now, don't be so close-minded about using an actual physical sample as a bait to try to sell and have some human interaction with your prospects, because I can tell you from firsthand experience already, having done this several times already, that this will make you a lot more dollars of revenue per dollar of ad spend than going for the straight sale, having that product on the site, having people type in what they want on the product that's customized, and then using their credit card and just sight unseen and without talking to anybody. If you can get it to work like that, obviously that's the preferred method. But if you can't get it to work, then you use this other method that other people that you're competing against won't want to do because they're lazy and you're not, which is all the stuff that helps the user make a decision easier, that your competitors are too lazy to do, is all the stuff you want to do, because when your competitors see you do it, they're not going to want to replicate it. So you have an edge that will stay there, will stay persistent for your company once it's set up. So with that said, what is this actual process like? What you do is you run your ads on Google. Let's say you're selling the promotional water tumblers, the water containers. You're selling those right now. You target people typing in custom water tumbler, buy water tumblers with logo, stuff like this, okay? You have on your ad, free sample customized water tumbler. Then user clicks on that ad, which just having that on there is going to double, if not triple, your click-through rate, because the other ads aren't going to say free sample on it. We know this specifically in the promo product space. If you're selling customized promo products like that, like pens, water tumblers, backpacks, hats, stuff like that, that's customized, you shouldn't go after people typing in promo product company, all that stuff. It's not efficient. It's not an efficient way to advertise. You go after people looking for certain items, and you go with this approach here that I'm telling you about, where you can say, hey, you're looking for a customized hat, get a free customized hat sample sent to you. Even though it's a bit misleading, we're not going to send them an actual product, which you could do that technically too, but you don't need to. We know you don't need to. Frankly, when you send them a digital sample within an hour, you get them while they're hot, not 2 days from now when they get the sample in the mail. So then they see that ad, they get to the landing page. The landing page is going to say, first of all, it's going to show samples. So if you're doing a custom water tumblers, you're going to show 5, 10, 15, 20 different examples of water tumblers that are customized already that other customers have bought as an example to get them excited. Then you're going to say, fill out this form for your free sample, or it could be call or both. I actually recommend both. You're going to get the most out of your ad spend that way. Once they've done that, Oh, and you're, by the way, going to say, in terms of the free sample, fill out this form for your free sample. You'll get an example image of what your product's going to look like. And by the way, here's 2 or 3 examples of what you can expect back. Naturally, to do this, you're going to need their logo and stuff like that. You can ask for that on the form to just cut out part of the process. What we found is don't want to basically ask for that on the form because that's the type of thing that's sometimes hard to answer. You just want to get them to respond. Then later on, you can ask them for that type of thing. Once they fill out the form, now you have your sales call. And this is, by the way, for the people watching this, that if you're saying, I don't want to offer a free sample, because I've talked to people before, and I told them exactly what I'm telling you on this video, and even though I'm telling them how profitable this is, they'll say, oh, I don't want to offer a free sample. All those people do is they don't buy anyway. I'm not doing it. And they're just being big babies basically about it, acting like they know everything, yet they can't sell their products. You don't have to offer that sample to anybody and everybody just because they fill out that form. That's the key here. You get them on the call that follows it, and you have a little interview. And if they don't answer the questions that you have the right way, you don't send them a sample. For the people that are hot leads, you send them the sample within 60 minutes. You get a designer who's ready to do the sample right away, the sample image right away, and you send it to them. Then you immediately call them back to close the deal. What I would recommend on the sales call is you have an interview. You say, do you have a logo that you want on the thing already pre-made? Okay, well, can you email it to me? You do it while you're over the phone so you don't lose them. And, expect them to email it and then, give them a chance to back out or whatever. You ask them, how many of these products do you need to evaluate what you got on the line? What quality do you expect? If they start saying, I just need the cheapest quality possible, then you may not send them the sample. So you obviously could come up with your own list of questions here, but you'll know what the opportunity you have here and whether it's worth it to send the sample out or not. And if you see that there's a $500 order waiting here, as long as they like the sample, then you send the sample out, and you should be able to get at least 20% of those to close. But based upon us doing it in the promo product space specifically, as well as other spaces as well, that I'll talk about here in a moment, that's really all there is. You send them the sample, and immediately as soon as they get the sample, you call them up, you say, hey, did you see the sample yet? No? Okay, open it up. Open that email up. And then you wait for them to look at it, hear the response, then you can close them. Ultimately, what I would tell you to do on the initial call, you're going to say, if you by the way, before I send you the sample, if you put a deposit down on this order right now, we can get you a special price because we're running a promo this month. We'll give you 20% off your order if you put the deposit in now. All I need is a credit card. We need a 20% down payment on the order that you're expecting because you already know how much they plan on ordering and all that. You asked them that on the interview that you just did. And you can say, hey, if you don't order, we'll refund this 20%. But if you put the deposit down, we'll get you locked in for the discount that we have that's going to be ending tomorrow or ending Monday. You make up an excuse why it's ending soon, why they would have to give it to you right away. And you get it locked down there. That's going to right away, from what our experience is to get you about 40% more closing rate than if you didn't do that. Once you got their money up front like that, you pretty much got them. Some people will ask their deposit back. That's fine. You're just going to get, instead of a 20% closing rate, now you're going to jump that to easily 40, 50. Do it once you got their, should I say, overall, you can get this up to 40+% conversion rate that you get through, that you've had a sales meeting with, I should say. Which, of course, once they fill out the form, you should, if you are on top of answering the leads within 15 minutes, you should have 90% contact rates. Then you're going to close, of those contacts that you make on the phone, 20% of them, and then more like 40 if you do the pitch at the end. A lot of them will just you'll get their credit card information. And once you get their credit card information, you basically will get that sale every time. Anyway, and then of course they get the sample. Like I said, you call them up. And unless they basically say, I don't like it, you got the sale. And since you already got the credit card here, once they say, yeah, I want it, and you just say, okay, is it okay to then put your order through? Yes, boom, done. You can ask them for the credit card once you call them up after, but it's not going to be quite as profitable as what we found. But anyway, that is the formula. Now, the longer you get to stay with them on the phone, the higher the closing rate. Part of the reason why you even ask all those questions, even if you don't think you need that information, is to lengthen the time on the phone, chit chat with them on the phone. If you are on the phone with them for 10, 15 minutes talking about football or whatever it is that you want to talk about, the likelihood that they're going to say yes once they get the sample is already much higher because they've already invested time with you. Ask a bunch of questions to build rapport with them. And then when you ask for the deposit, they're not going to be resistant to give you their card information because you built a ton of rapport with them. And once you get their information, basically it gets, again, unless the sample, you got the sale as soon as that second call and you get on the phone with them and they see it. Just wanted to add that in there as well. You will, like I said, get 90% of the people who fill out the form or call, should I say fill out the form, do the interview with you as long as you're able to respond within first 15 minutes and really the first 60 seconds to be sure about it. That is the formula right there in a nutshell that we've proven out that works time and time again. It works in the custom jewelry space, custom urns we've done like this, which if you don't know, urns are often customized. Jerseys for football teams, like kids football teams, stuff like that as well. If you want to know if it will work in your unique case, you can always leave me a comment below. I get back to every single person who leaves me a question or comment on this channel, usually within 24 hours time. You also can reach out to me at my firm at guaranteedppc.com. I can give you a quote on what kind of results we can get for you, as is we're going to do this for you and set this up together or for you and can guarantee your results. By the way, also we have ad templates available. If you are selling promo products, and we've already done it, which we already have, like I mentioned here, we can give you the winning ads, landing pages, all of it that already does this for you. You copy paste it into your account and you save yourself a ton of time and money figuring out how to do this the best, most ideal way for you, given, like the layout of the landing page is going to affect how many leads you're going to get and all that, so that you get a lead for $20 or whatnot instead of 40, 50 because you got a landing page that's already tried and true. If you're interested in those templates, we can also sell you those templates if you want to manage your own campaigns. The template will still save you a ton of time and money figuring out stuff that we figured out already by doing it. If you want to start another business, by the way, that's the perfect way to start a business. That is, take a template we know sells a known product or service, copy paste it into your account, and then with that, you'll always get the same results we're going to get. There's no reason why you wouldn't. We've got people that have used these templates to do just that. We've got people using these templates that we sell, which we've got over 100 different niche market templates now like this to sell, and of which we can tell you the results you're going to get with it up front because we're already getting those results for ourselves or have gotten it in the past. People use these templates to start generating leads in, let's say, plumbing, and then they'll sell the leads to plumbers. And because the template's so efficient, they can easily do that. Or they just wanted to start selling product, different spaces to diversify their income. And because they got the template from us, they know that business is going to work because the hardest part generally is getting the ad set up the right way. And they know that product will sell. You can sell that product in a country that our client's not in, and you have turnkey results. Anyway, if you're interested in any of those other opportunities, those templates, whatnot, you can reach out to me as well at guaranteedppc.com with that. So moving forward here, mention that if you watch to the end of the video, I will talk about the actual profit / results that you're going to get doing this for your business. Now, I pretty much talked about the closing rate, so you could figure out basically what you should be able to get in your space. The higher the cost of your product, the lesser conversion rate you're going to get from click to form fill itself. Okay? That's the general rule of thumb. For a $500 item though, you should still get around 25% of the people, if you set up the landing page the right way, to fill out your form. If you're selling something for thousands, it might certainly only be 10% or 8% will fill out your form. In the promo product space itself, we were selling custom hats, custom backpacks, quite a few different categories of products, which in that space that you set up a separate funnel for each. Well, we were generating leads for about $20 a lead there. Then on top of it, we're closing at about 20%. So we're getting a sale for about $100, which the initial order on average is around 500 on those products. That's just the initial order. So these campaigns are very, very successful, but people are still going to scoff at it. They don't want to do complicated things to make money. They just want to put the damn backpack on the website and either you want it or you don't, and I don't care, just get out of here if you don't want to buy it. When really, people want to be, whether they admit it or not, they want to be seduced and they want an experience, and anything you can do to help the user make a decision easier, they want, and it's going to help you make more ROI on your ad traffic. You become efficient enough, you can afford the ad space all day long on the top of Google, and that's the reality. Either be efficient enough to afford it, or you don't and you make nothing. Or if you do and you make millions when you scale the campaign up. Before I get into the rest of these, by the way, if you want the smaller details on how to set these campaigns up efficiently, you need to subscribe to this channel. The information on this channel tells you exactly how to have ads that are set up more efficiently than your competitors, which is what you need to be able to make real money running ads for your business. All the information that you find on other channels and whatnot, it's all pretty much because the information you're getting is coming from people who don't run ads like I do as my full-time job, and I just do ad strategy. I don't do execution. I just come up with the strategy, and all I do 40 hours a week is just ad strategy and testing to find out what works with ads nowadays, and I give it all the information about that I find out on what works and what doesn't work for free on this channel. You cannot ask for any better information. It's impossible to get any better information than what I'm giving you here. You have to be in the weeds doing it to know what works, and I give it to you here, and I'm the one doing all the testing. So you want to subscribe to this channel. If it not, only just this, really there's no better information. You could just pay attention to this and get by really well, but at least part of what you use to learn how to run ads successfully for your business. Also, you should check out my blog at guaranteeppc.com/blog. You can find other actual instructions on how to execute the strategies that we're using to guarantee results for our clients. You can definitely get a lot of benefit and use out of that as well. There's screenshots and everything else you need to use those strategies there. But getting back to the topic at hand here, in the jewelry space, we sold custom stamped jewelry, and we did the same thing there though. Instead of having and doing what the client was doing before, driving into a landing page and having the thing say, what do you want your jewelry to say? And then here's the price. No, we sent to a landing page, see what your jewelry is going to look like. Get a digital sample within 30 minutes, sent to your email inbox. Just fill out this form or give us a call. Conversion rate, we were getting leads for about $10 a lead on that. Now this jewelry is not very expensive. It's not hundreds of dollars a piece, okay? We were actually generating leads for about $10 and closing at a very high rate, more than 50%, using the technique that I told you about here already. Having the interview, sending the sample, even though our jewelry is still only costing $60, $70, our acquisition cost itself was only around $20. In the jewelry space, a lower ROI like that's still acceptable. A 3-to-1 return in jewelry is actually what most people are going to go for. And then naturally, just so that you also know, you don't need that good of a return with your ads. If you can afford to spend $100,000 a month on your ads on Google, your organic traffic is going to go through the roof just through the additional branding and bookmarking of your site and people coming back to your site, that you're going to make tons of money through the organic rankings you're going to get you wouldn't have had if you didn't spend $100,000 a month on ad spend. And that's subsidizes the cost of the ad spend. So you just have to be at break even with your ads and you'll make tons of money just through the ancillary sales you get through that. But anyway, with that said, that is in the jewelry space. Now, in the Urns space, okay, we did that same thing. Urns are a few $100s each. We were generating leads. We did the same exact formula again. It's, hey, you want to see what your urn is going to look like after you get it sent and it's customized? Fill out this form. That's the general nuts and bolts of it. You can see how this is replicated for anything that's customized that you sell. We were able to generate leads for around $35 in that particular case. Closing rates, about 30% on an urn. That's a few $100. We're generating and getting the sale about $100 each. These are higher end urns. You can get cheap urns for $50. They're pretty crappy. These are specifically customized urns, higher end urns. They're closer to $500 versus the typical, $80 for commercial mass produced stuff. So that was a decent acquisition cost already. Good, 400% ROAS on that was already acceptable, just to let you know the type of margins that are involved with that. And then finally, to cap this off, jersey space, see what your jersey is going to look like. Fill out the form, okay? What we're able to do in terms of cost per lead there is right around $15-20 per lead. On top of that, closing rate, we're at 15-20% in that range in terms of closing rate. So we're getting orders for about $100 again on that. That's actually excellent because the average jersey order itself is gonna be like $1,000. Okay, so that's a 10-to-1 return specifically with that. As long as you can get over that, it's gonna actually take working a little bit, make a sale in your market. If you sell something customized, you'll make a ton of money. And for that matter, you don't have to do much. set up a little process so your designer gets a little ping when a form comes in, have that thing worked on as soon as a form comes in. Ultimately, like, you can use the system I'm talking about here and call them up right away. Have your salesperson have them call within 60 seconds of filling out the form, of which there's technology now. When somebody fills out a form, it can call the salesperson within 60 seconds, play an audible on the phone that says, John Smith just called and filled out your form, press 1 to call John Smith now, and it forces the salesperson to get in contact with them within 60 seconds right away. They go through a script. They literally just have to read a literal script. Tell them, build rapport where you can to extend the length of the call so it increases the closing rate. And then, naturally have a designer ready to go to do these quotes, which once you scale this campaign up, it's not going to be one-off, quotes. You're going to get 30, 40 a day. And they're just going to be working to make these templates all day long, once that designer gets trained, it literally will only take 10 minutes to do it. So even if this designer gets paid, $50 an hour, it's costing you $5 or whatever in terms of design cost to put together this template for them, or this sample for them. At the end of the day, there's no excuse not to do it, even though it does take some labor or it's labor intensive, because your staff can easily do this. Once you put a process together, break out the book, E-Myth, find out, businesses that are successful have good processes and they're documented, and your competitors don't want to put together complicated systems to make a sale. If you go ahead and take the extra step to put together more of a slick sales process for your customers than them, and it's actually helpful for the user, you're going to end up making more money. And if you're efficient enough, like I said, you can scale your ad spend a whole lot, and then you can make lots of money, literally millions of dollars a year running ads for your business. Take it from me, this works. I'll pretty much, I think, wrap it up just with that. If you have any questions, leave me a comment in the comment section, and I'll see you on the next one.
Remember when I said conversion rate was important during this video? Well, this video here tells you how to do it.